Hello and welcome to Blastbeats. The first 6 instruments are drums. The top row of faders controls the parameters of the drum voices. The first 14 faders control the bass drum, these for the carrier and these for the modulator. The faders are pretty self-explanatory and mostly common between instruments. The full fader bends the pitch up or down over time when moved away from its center point printed here. When you move a waveform fader, the top row of LEDs will blink a number corresponding to a waveform printed up here. The attack and decay ranges have been preset for percussion, but they can be unlocked to the full range allowed by the chip. Press the top button to select a drum instrument. When the sequencer is stopped, or running with record lit, the instrument will trigger when you press its button. There are 3 ways to edit the steps of the selected part. Use the bottom row of buttons to turn a step on or off. Or if you're feeling rhythmic, you can arm the sequencer by lighting the record button and tap a pattern in real time with the top buttons. You can also punch in steps via MIDI. The bottom row of faders controls the 4 operators of the selected synth. When moving the algorithm fader, the top row of LEDs blinks a number corresponding to the algorithms printed here. Synths 1 and 2 are monophonic. Synth 3 has 2 voices that can overlap for duophonic parts. Synth 4 fires 2 voices at once that could be detuned for chords or fat leads. When record is lit and the sequencer is running, simply hit the bottom row of buttons to punch in some notes. You can also feed a pattern from a MIDI keyboard. When record is lit and the sequencer is stopped, you can press the bottom buttons to monitor the selected synth. Hold record and press the mode buttons to transpose up or down. Hold record and press run to activate step record mode. Now tap a sequence of buttons to input notes step by step. Hold record and press run again to switch back to monitor mode. When record is lit and the sequencer is running, fader movements are recorded on each step and will be automated at playback. In the kit and pattern mode, we can change and sequence patterns and associate different kits to each pattern. The top row of 10 buttons are kits, the bottom row of 16 are patterns. Press the bottom button to change patterns. If the sequencer is running, the new pattern will blink until the current pattern finishes. Press the top button to assign a kit to the current pattern. There are 10 banks for each kit. Hold the kit button and press any of the top 10 buttons to change the bank. You can easily copy and paste patterns and kits. Hold a kit to copy it and press any other top buttons to paste. Same applies to patterns. You can chain patterns to create songs. Press record to arm the sequencer. Now press the first pattern of your song. Now start the sequencer and Blastbeats will record your pattern changes in real time. Disarm the sequencer when done and the song will loop from the beginning. Press the tempo button multiple times to tap the tempo. To enter a BPM, hold tempo and press up to 3 numbers. For example, 120 for 120 BPM. Press kit and function at the same time to enter song mode. There are 160 songs arranged in 10 banks of 16 songs. Now press a top button to load a bank and a bottom button to load a song. Press the function button to enter function mode. To save your song, press save. Now select a destination bank with the top buttons and a destination song with the bottom ones. To change the length of the current pattern, press length, then choose the number of pages with the first 4 top buttons. Hold the first page to copy its contents to the new pages. Now use a bottom button to set the last step of the pattern. Press the clear button to enter clear mode. Hold the clear button and press any instrument button to clear its steps, or move any fader to clear its automation, or press the record button to clear all automation. Press the wiggle button to enter wiggle mode. This mode will wiggle or randomize its attached faders on each step. Hold wiggle and move a fader to attach it. Use the top 10 buttons to set the intensity of the wiggle. Hold wiggle and press clear to detach all faders from the wiggler. Hold wiggle and press kit to randomize the kit. Hold wiggle and press step to randomize the pattern. Repeat multiple times to increase the effect. Press swing and use the top buttons to set the swing intensity. In mute mode, use the top buttons to mute or unmute an instrument. In solo mode, use the top buttons to solo an instrument. In probability mode, hold the prob button and press the top button to select an instrument. Release the prob button and press the top button to set the probability of the instrument triggering on each step. The 3 following tricks can be used in real time or step sequenced to add some quirk to your pattern. In stutter mode, press and hold the top button to repeat or latch the current step at various rates. Bend mode makes all the instruments bend downwards in pitch. Use the top buttons to change the speed. Press the freeze button to interrupt data flow to the FM chip. To sequence tricks, hold step and press any of the tricks buttons. Now light up the steps to trigger the tricks. In tremolo mode, we set the synthesizer tremolo rate with the top buttons. In vibrato mode, we set the synthesizer vibrato rate with the top buttons. Press phones or mix and use the top buttons to set the headphones or mix level respectively. The route function allows you to route the instruments to any of the 4 outputs. Hold the route button and use the top buttons to select the instrument you wish to route. Release the route button. Now light up buttons 1 to 4 to route the instrument to the respective outputs. Some special settings can be activated by holding a button at startup. Hold length button at startup to toggle the safe envelope ranges on or off. The LED of the button will blink once for on, twice for off. This is on by default. Hold the bend button at startup to toggle on or off the faster pitch fall. The LED button will blink once for on, twice for off. This is off by default. Hold route at startup to enter the MIDI channel routing. Choose a target voice with your top buttons. Use the bottom button to select a MIDI channel 1 through 16. Hold clear at startup to reset the settings to factory default. Hold run at startup to enter the firmware update mode. When Blastbeats is connected to a computer, it will be seen as an external hard drive. Delete the file on the drive and replace with the new one. Blastbeats will reboot automatically. Thanks for watching!